people that have watched Storage Wars for years have known Brandi and Jared as a couple, and they actually split up a little while ago. It's been a while now.
A little over 2 years now. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there someone you're seeing now? Because I feel like there's someone sort of floating in and out or trying to come in or.
No one in particular. No. You know, just going with the flow right now, sort of. So I was describing it as sort of emotionally dead inside, you know, kind of trying to find my place. Like you said, I wasn't really allowed to have an identity for, you know, many years. And so these last couple of years, I'm kind of coming into my own and figuring out who I am. And I just don't have an attachment to anyone. You know, I've definitely dated and things like that. And I'm not getting that. And my therapist was like, stop calling it emotionally dead inside. You're just closed off, you know, for a little bit, but it'll come back to you. So, you know, right now it's not a big, it's not something I'm really trying hard to seek out. I'm waiting until I, you know, can feel an attachment to someone.
It's coming in the next few years.
Okay.
Very well, they always happen very unexpected. Not somebody you would normally be attracted to, and beautiful eyes. Something about the eyes are very piercing.
Okay. Mm.
As long as it's not somebody too controlling, you know. Watch those.
I noticed those flags immediately and have no interest in that situation whatsoever. So I usually dip out right away. If there's even an inkling of that, I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah, because you need your freedom. You can't be. You don't let anybody cut your wings, man. Shit, that's not okay for you.
It's true. It's not okay for me.
It's not. You need somebody that loves an independent woman, you know, and that wants you to shine.
Somebody that's already in a position where they're confident and they're not feeling like they have to be in competition with you, because that's the biggest struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
ego,
the competition, who's getting more attention, because it seems like there's somebody here that gets a lot of attention but is sort of over it already, not has gotten used to it, but now kind of likes the time alone, but you know, you still like some of it. And it seems like he's just really into you. And he seems like he's famous, so whatever that means, we'll see.
Okay, interesting.
Eyes look blue, right? They're blue.
Yeah, exactly right. These
blue,
really beautiful. There's something so piercing, and a nice smile. There's something nice about his smile. But I see dark hair.
Dark hair. I see dark hair too.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then we see the blue eyes that you're seeing, and I see the darker hair.
Yeah, I saw both of that. And I see how tall.
Yeah, like
tall, right?
It's like 6 feet, maybe.
6 foot. Yeah.
Everyone is taller than me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, very funny. Totally gets your humor. You guys are like very. It's weird. I'm being shown in my head Laurel and Hardy, and I don't really watch Laurel and Hardy, but I think it's that dynamic how Laurel and Hardy were. Like they just sort of kind of got each other in that way.
Mm-hmm.
He has that energy about him. Like you'll say something and he'll laugh and he's witty. You know, like you need someone that can keep up with you.
Yes, absolutely.
You get so bored.
I don't have time for boring.
No. Yeah. When you get bored, it's like, I'm out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I looks have never been like a huge thing. I think personality has been a bigger thing for me always. You have to be able to make me laugh, and I think that's important, kind of that back and forth. And you definitely have to get my personality, because otherwise you might just be offended all the time.
Oh, but you're so much fun.
Exactly.
It's true.
I have a question for you. So, Shavaun mentioned that you have been to her house, like you stayed at her house.
Yes, many times.
And okay, we all know Shavaun's house is totally haunted.
Mm.
I had a crazy, I stayed for 3 nights there and I had like some crazy experiences. Could you tell me, like, could you tell us, like, what did you experience?
I think the first one for me, starting off, she was just giving me a tour, and walking down into that cellar, I immediately was freezing cold, and I just had this overwhelming weight, and I couldn't get it off of my back for the next what was that, like the next 2 days. I had this some sort of attachment to me, and I was like, I'm never going to that fucking cellar again. Like, I don't care if you build an amusement park down there, I'm not going. I want no part of that. And then another one was, it was the middle of the night. We had been drinking, obviously heavily. And I got up really just dehydrated in the middle of the night. And I went to walk downstairs and all the lights were off. And, I just went to get a glass of water. And I got halfway down the stairs and all of the lights just turned on, but were flickering. And I got a little chilly and I was like, nope, not that thirsty. And I ran so fast back to that bedroom and got underneath the covers and covered up my head. And I was like, okay, not going back downstairs until it's daylight.
Remember the time when I thought Cameron called, was it?
Yes, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
What was that again? Do you remember the story?
I do. So I didn't hear him, but you said you heard him.
Yes.
And you said you kept hearing somebody yell out, "Mom."
Mom.
And he described later that there was a man sitting at the end of his bed that kept pulling the covers. And my daughter was sleeping in the same bed and she didn't notice anything, but kept pulling the covers off of him and was talking to him, but he couldn't, really understand what he was saying. But he just felt overwhelmingly terrified. This was a really scary man. And so he was screaming out, "Mom," but I was in the room across from him and didn't hear him. You're down the hall and, you heard him, but I didn't. Yeah. But he was scared for a long time about that.
He was? Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
realize it was that bad.
Mm.
Yeah, because he was sleeping, I think, in the Sapphire Suite and you were in the Emeralds.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just to explain, there's 2 rooms that are guest rooms, and there were jewelers that lived here before us, and they sort of upgraded the house with chandeliers and decided to
They were fancy.
it's fancy. And they decided to wallpaper, and it's all, so we have a Sapphire Suite and an Emerald Suite. And so when Sabrina was here, she slept in the Emerald Suite and was visited several times. You had an instance in the bathroom, which you did tell us about, but you also got woken up by a woman twice.
Twice. I got woken up by a woman the first night. I'm sleeping and I thought it was Shavaun because somebody was literally in my ear, saying, "Hey, hello, wake up." And I thought I was overslept. So, and I wake up and there's nobody there. I mean, it sounded just like Shavaun. Wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Is Cameron your son?
Yes.
And this was at Shavaun's house?
Yes.
Where somebody literally pulled the covers?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How old's your son?
So, well, he's 17 now, but I think at that time, what was he, like 9 or 10 maybe?
Yeah, he was little.
He was little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he was, something like that.
What room was he sleeping in, Shavaun?
The Sapphire.
Oh, the Sapphire. That's the one I was in, right? No, I was in the Emerald.
Well, no, you're in the Emerald.
Both rooms. You've slept in the Sapphire and you didn't have any activity. And you slept in the Emerald and you had a bunch of activity.
I even had, like, when I was taking a shower one day, a spirit put a heart shape. You know how, like, the shower, the steam.
With the steam?
Yeah.
Oof.
And then there was this little heart.
I got goosebumps.
And I just went, well.
That bathroom is covered in mirrors, like, like all the way around.
Yes.
So, oh.
And it's just so crazy how much activity we are still getting here on a daily basis. It's just, it never ends. But there was a period of time, and I do believe it was around when you guys came, was that maybe that first 4th of July, because I think that was when Cameron, I think it was the first 4th of July you stayed here that happened.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we had just gotten Ozzy, and we also had just uncovered there was a little boy running around the house. And not
That's
long
right.
after you guys left, we all heard a little boy outside say, when Ozzy was running around playing, our little dog at the time, um, we heard throw him the ball, and my little goddaughter was 2, and she had a ball in her hand, and she just took the ball and threw it, and there was, the voice came out of nowhere. It was a little kid, and that was right after you guys left. It was not long afterwards. So I remember at the time I was like, was the mom Cameron, or was the mom the little boy? But then we did determine that it was Cameron trying to call for you because he was
Right.
having some kind of paranormal activity.
Remember that tall dude I was yelling at and telling him to go fuck off? He was in your office because he was creating havoc.
I bet you that was what was bothering Cameron.
You know what? I was thinking about that. I was wondering. I wonder if it's that same dude. But I think we got rid of him. I don't think he's at the house anymore. Do you?
I don't, I don't feel any dark energy, but I've had to deal with some dark energy here. And yes, Brandi, the basement cellar is, I don't even like to go down there. I have like special
Nope.
crystals and all kinds of stuff like at the stairs, sort of protecting it, because I had some really weird stuff happen. That's a whole nother story, but it's just never, it's never ending.
I want to go to the basement. I do.
I don't.
I want to go check it out, Shavaun. Seriously, I would love to go and just feel the energy down there and see.
Wear a parka. It's very
Wear a
cold.
parka.
Mm.
And see like who's there and what do they want.
Well, it feels like
She's like, nope.
it feels like a very weird sort of elemental energy. It doesn't feel like a spirit. It feels like some kind of being that's been on this property for a really long time, and it hides in the basement, and it likes to be left alone. Don't bother it, but yet every once in a while it starts to rear its ugly head if you don't keep it clear, if that makes sense.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Does it have a tail?
Oh, don't tell me.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is the reason I hide in my room a lot, because I don't want to know the crazy that goes on in my house.
Fuck, why did I even say I wanted to know what the fuck was down there? This is what we
I'm
deal
telling
with.
you, don't do it, girl.
It's gross. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
It has a tail. It's like, you're right, Shavaun. I don't want to go down there.
That's what I'm saying. I had something that it was like attached to me for a day or two, and it was just like it was like a weight. Something was holding on to my back. After I went in there.
I remember you telling me that, but when I don't write it down, we have so much activity all the time that I can't even keep up with that. But that's pretty heavy duty stuff, to have a weight on you like that for 2 days. I wanted to talk to you about your dad, because I got a little bit of a hit on him this morning, which I am so sorry. I know you just lost him very recently. And oftentimes when they cross over, especially if they've been sick, it takes a minute for them to adjust to the other side, which I felt like that's what he's been doing. Like, he'd been sick for a while. He didn't talk about it much. He's not a big, he just really kept to himself. I feel like, I don't, he was adjusting to the other side. And so he's not quite ready I'm not getting a whole lot of communication, except that it was really hard for him in the end, and he really was not feeling good for a really long time. And the pain can get traumatizing after a while. It takes an adjustment.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's resting before his soul can move on a little bit, because whatever he went through was pretty heavy. Are you getting anything, Sabrina, on him?
Now, Brandy, I'm so sorry that your father passed away. My condolences. What's your
Thank you.
dad's name?
Joe, or Baldessare, but everybody called him Joe. Joseph. Yeah.
It feels like you have a lot of family. I also see a woman on there.
Massive.
Yeah, a lot of people on the other side. And you have, is it two women, two aunts, or you
Yeah,
have
I had two
somebody-
aunts died. Two of my dad's sisters, Minnie and Shirley.
Were they twins or something?
No, no. They looked nothing alike, actually, which was so funny. Shirley was very skinny. Minnie was a little bigger. She had red hair. Shirley had dark hair. But they were close in age.
They feel intertwined. So I don't know if they were close or
They
maybe.
were close. Yeah, they were close.
Yeah, I see them. They're partying.
I could see that.
They're celebrating like, oh shit, I'm not on earth anymore. Hallelujah. That's what I see. But yeah, how long was your father sick? For a few years?
Most of my life. My dad had COPD, I think, for probably 35 years. And then he had rheumatoid arthritis, he had osteoporosis, he got liver cancer, he had, he just so many things. He ended up dying of lung cancer.
I definitely see your dad who's like standing in the back over here. Like he's observing, he's watching, you were a light to him. You were a light to so much of the family, and he adored you, but he struggled with his own demons for so long. Poor thing. His head was just in a tailspin, and he really is, the depression seems so heavy, 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 heavy,
Yeah.
heavy on him.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he knew how to see, how to really, really be happy. There was always a struggle.
Yeah.
A struggle.
I think that's, a Sicilian thing and, a childhood thing. And then he was always kind of just very quiet, when it came to any real issues.
His hands are dirty. Did he do mechanic? Did he do
Yeah, yeah,
mechanic? Okay.
yeah. His hands were always split and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, good. I feel like he's like, all right, wait, I can stand at the door. I can do this. We might be helping him actually move to a higher level right now because it is, it's an adjustment when you pass. Especially that's why there's so many ghosts. Ghosts are spirits that don't want to leave the earth, that get attached or stuck or unfinished business. And so he's like, okay, I get it. I'm gone. I'm confused, and he's sort of been in this room where he's been recovering and feeling better. And now he's sort of standing at this doorway behind me, just showing me, like observing what we're doing. And that, once he gets situated, you were like the light, and he was more heavy on energy wise. And you
Mhm.
brought him so much more light than he was able to express. And in a way, it's going to take him a while of adjustment to get to the other side. Like my mom's been gone for a really long time, and she didn't really start showing herself to me till about 10 years after her passing. Um, and it was very specific, and it was really intense, and like there was no question that that was my mom. And she will show up every so often very profoundly. He will do that for you, but he needs some time to adjust. He has to work on his soul, um, his soul growth, because he didn't do as much as he was supposed to do because he was so depressed.
Mhm.
He is just so he could never really push through with maybe his ideas or dreams or thoughts. And whether he talked about it much or not, it just seemed like he wasn't able to get to a higher place where, like, you are, your consciousness is good, you're a loving person, you're a good mama, you could have come out of your childhood with a really different way of
Yeah.
doing things, and you broke chains. And so in a way, it's like, it's not that he won't be your guardian angel. He will, when he He has to still kind of earn his wings a little bit over there. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just because of where his soul growth is at, and what he's showing me and what I'm seeing is that your soul is at a higher level than his. And kids are oftentimes here to teach the parents, and that's part of what your job with your parents were. I think your dad got it to his, he appreciates your light, but it was just so sad that he wasn't able to um, break free of his own mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get the feeling too, like it gives me the impression that he should have listened to your advice, because he's showing me that you would tell him what to do or give him advice and he would just not take it, or just kind of go, okay, I'm going to do it. And then he's shaking his head right now and he's like, I didn't do it.
I give great advice. I don't take my own advice, but I give great advice.
Do we ever take our own advice though? Do we ever really take
So true.
He says he's sorry for that and he's going like that to you. And I don't know what May is, but I'm seeing May. So I don't know if there's something specific about that month.
It's my birthday.
Birthday month.
Oh, it is. Oh, you're right. Oh, well, okay. You might feel him around your birthday, so pay attention.
Okay.
Or he might, yeah, Spirit's saying he's going to give you a sign around your birthday, so pay attention to that. I think it'll be through a song or through music. Yeah, because they're showing me music. So it's going to be through music.
Makes sense.
It was so funny. The other day, Sabrina told me my mother-in-law was going to show up, and I was going to smell her. And literally, and I didn't put it all together. It's so funny how it works, but it was the night before her 1 year passing. And I walk outside and Ernie's there. He doesn't smell it. I just smell laundry detergent mixed with perfume. And it's like in the middle of the backyard. What the hell am I smelling laundry detergent for? And it was so strong. It was so powerful. And then I felt her come up and kind of hold my hand. I could feel it was very sweet. But then the next day was her 1 year passing. And I was like, oh, well, of course she came to visit. It was so profound. But Sabrina told me, yeah, you're going to get this big whiff of smell. And sure enough, there was no denying it. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I love Irene. She's cool.
And
I'm just going to say, does anybody play a banjo in your family or played a banjo? I see a banjo and I'm like,
Grandpa,
why do I see
Grandpa.
a banjo? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I come from a long line of coal mining hillbillies. So yes, a banjo absolutely makes sense. And my cousin just said, yes, Grandpa did.
And I'm literally seeing somebody on the other side just really playing this banjo. So he's having a good time.
Oh, man.
Uncle Freddie.
Oh, and Uncle Freddie plays the banjo too, she said. So
Sorry, who plays? Oh, your uncle.
so yeah, Uncle Freddie. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys can come and play for me anytime. I am open. Joplin with you, by the way. I bet you she would love it.
I would.
That's so cool. That's cool. Okay.
Oh, she's just talking about what a cute little girl you were, how you
It's true.
laugh. And you made him laugh so much. You were always so funny as a little kid, and how much you made him giggle when he had you when you were little. Yeah, so were cars like, where did he have a shop, or did he work out of a?
He installed like windshields into cars. He also, worked on cars, but that was his bigger job is the windows and the windshields. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he did have his own business for a while.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Mm.
What about when you're little? I'm seeing him like at a shop, like almost like a gas station type of, not a gas station. It's not exactly a gas station. It's like a,
Kind of like an auto shop.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I see what you see. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I mean, that was,
Then too.
an aspect. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I always see you doing something that has to do with television or entertainment. Always.
yeah.
I always see you on TV. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody, honestly, would be offering you some type of a talk show.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Interesting.
I would not
I
be,
was almost seeing a game show. It was funny, right? When you said talk show, I almost saw a game show.
or some type of like, I don't know. But I always see you, I wouldn't worry. You're always going to be, yeah, I always see you in entertainment. And I do see you producing. I see executive producer, literally executive producer. What's an executive producer? See, I'm so bad with this stuff. Like I'm clueless. So producer and executive.
Actually, a creator, an executive producer is one of the
The
creators.
showrunner type. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Definitely see an executive producer. So you will be involved with some type of other show.
Okay.
Someone else. It's going to be with a couple of people.
This is fun.
Well, cool. You're our first official guest, and that
I'm
went
honored.
This
I
was
feel like I learned a lot.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
cool.
it was really, really nice to meet you, Brandi.
It was very nice to meet you too. Hopefully we meet in person someday.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. We'll have a haunting experience together at Shavaun's.
I'm not going in the cellar.
You won't go into the cellar. I'm not.
Okay, good.
Well, right on. Well, I guess that we come to the conclusion of the show, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, you take care, and we'll be in touch. And peace out.
Peace out.
Hi, guys.
Bye.